it's a bit like RAID. Now what Drive Extender does is it takes all of the drives that you've got plugged into your home server, and actually, if you turn on shared folder duplication, you can actually have copies of each of your files across the different disks. So if you have a disk fail, in the same sort of way that RAID works, you can just pull the disk, pop a new disk in, and away you go. You can stick any size hard drive in, from 40 gig to obviously 1.5 plus terabytes. At the moment, there's some interesting compatibility issues, I believe, with some of the green drives. But again, just keep an eye on websites to see what's going on there. Very, very easy to replace hard drives. You go through a wizard. Whole of Windows Home Server is wizard based, and it sort of moves things off to other drives if there's enough space, and then you can pull a drive in, pop a new drive in. And again, it says simplified hard drive management. It's easy to repair, but personally, I've had a few issues with Home Server where it said I've had a drive problem. It's tried to repair. It's gone away for several hours and come back, and I've lost data. But to be fair, it's protected me more times than it's caused me problems. So I'm still very, very happy with it. Again, as we said with disks, if you've got, let's say you've got 2 disks in your home server and you're getting a bit full on the drives, stick another disk or another 2 disks in, and then home server will start to use the other space. And again, as we said about shared folder duplication, you stick something in a shared folder that you've enabled duplication on, and it's going to copy it over within a few minutes to your other drives as well, so you're protected pretty quickly. Okay, so where are we today? This is the more interesting stuff. Home Server's been out now since October 2007, so it's been out there for quite a while. Number of different hardware vendors have got platforms out. Obviously, probably the most famous one, and most people who've got a home server have got one of these, is HP with the Media Smart servers. Over in the UK, we've got the 470 and the 475. In the US, they've also got the 485 and the 487. There are no release dates yet in the UK, but rumour has it they might be coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. Fujitsu Siemens have one out, Epson have one out, and a lot of other vendors have got stuff coming out. Probably the most famous UK one is a company called Tranquil. So if anyone tells David to give me a free one, that'd be nice. There are 70 plus add-ins. As we said earlier, Home Server is a very extensible platform, and very much like the Media Center add-ins, Home Server has a number of different add-ins as well. So you've got home security, you've got office automation, and as I said, the good, the bad and the ugly. You've got some really, really, really cool applications like Sam Wood, one of our fellow Home Server MVPs, has got a disk management tool. That's one of those, if you've got a home server, you have to have this tool. It's brilliant. And you've got some add-ins that you look at and you think, why the hell did that person write that add-in? The good thing though is people are writing add-ins. Even if they're awful, they're actually doing it, and it's a community thing, and it's making the product better. So hopefully these people are coming out with much better applications, and they do listen to feedback. Yeah, there was a data corruption bug. Under very, very, very rare circumstances, data would get corrupted. Typically, the press were all over it and said, "Oh, you know, you can't trust Home Server," and there was big problems. And yes, even if only one person had a problem, you know, that's enough of it. But that was fixed with PowerPack 1, which came out last year. It also included 64-bit support, which wasn't out of the box with Home Server, usual bug fixes, and a few other bits and pieces. Very, very recently, PowerPack 2 was released. PowerPack 2. Some remote access enhancements, yeah, okay. Some Home Server computer backup enhancements, again, great, you know, so. An updated software development kit for the 3 people in the room who are interested in development. Service
after today.
Yeah, well, that would be nice. Home Server storage and shared folder enhancements. Again, there were some issues with pre-PowerPack 2, whereby the way that Home Server would work, if you copied a large file, for example, to one of your folders, what it actually did is it wouldn't go directly to your storage pool. It would go to what was called landing zone. And what that meant was that it would go to your Home Server and then it would be migrated off to the storage pool. Now that's all well and good, but if you were copying over a very large file and you didn't have that space in the landing zone, then it would fail. And you'd be sitting there going, well, I've got, you know, 3.5 terabytes of spare disk space and I'm trying to copy over this 5 gig file, why isn't it letting me do it? There was a fix in there to sort this out. Now what it does when you copy it over, it goes straight to your storage port. Again, usual sort of bug fixes, yeah, okay. Interesting stuff now. Windows Media Center Connector. What this basically is an enhancement to both Home Server and Media Center that enables you to actually install this Media Center Connector. And what that does is it enables your recorded TV folder to appear, a recorded TV folder to appear on Home Server. And if you store any content within that recorded TV folder, any of your media centers or extenders can pick that up. You can also now use your media center to access any of your stored content on your home server. Now, people in the room are probably saying, well, yeah, okay, you could do that before, there were some hacks, there were some other tools and add-ins to do that, which, true, there was, and it's great, but now it's out the box and fully supported.
The other thing to add to that is that that's done in a completely secure way now, whereas all the hacks that you could do previously were slacking the security that you wanted to do.
Exactly. So, any people in the room with a Media Smart server? Okay, 4 people. Any of them with the new Media Smart server? Okay, Phil. So, basically, HP announced a couple of weeks ago that there's a new update, which they're referring to as 2.5. Now, this is only available for new Media Smart servers. So, again, probably not just too many people at the moment. Big highlights included a new application called iStream for iPhones and iPod Touches. And what that basically means is that you can use your iPhone, your iPod Touch to actually access your home server stored content. They've also got media conversion, so you can actually now have home server, or your Media Smart home server, automatically convert some of your digital movies to either mobile format, so that you can look at it on mobile devices, or to a high quality stream to look at it on, say, extenders and other devices. And that's all done automatically for you on the server. That's sort of on the fly conversion. The update, when I wrote the slides, said available later this month. It should be out in the next couple of days. The iStream application is actually now on the Apple App Store, which you can download, but again, it doesn't mean anything if you haven't got the 2.5 update or the relevant server. The big problem is it's not available and won't be available for the first generation models. HP is saying the reason that is that hardware and processor requirements needed to do the media conversion are too high for the previous version. Now, a lot of people have said, well, look, actually I upgraded the memory, I've upgraded the processor, so why won't you release the software? Now, they've not made any comment, but my guess is that eventually they'll release some of these applications for the previous versions, like the iPhone application, because certainly that doesn't necessarily need the newer model. This is a nice little view of what you get for the media streamer. It works quite well. Again, unfortunately, because of the format for tonight, we couldn't really do any live demos, which would have been really quite cool to show off. So unfortunately, we've got like the canned screenshots. And there's a nice picture of an iPhone, as you say. You've got the music, the videos, and the photos. Okay, so what does the future hold? Veil. And I can't tell you anything about it. What I can do, yeah, I heard the groaning. What we can say is that, I mean, obviously, the next version of Windows Home Server is codenamed Veil. There's been some reports on the internet about it already, how it's going to be out next year, it's going to be based on new code base, it's going to be only 64-bit. There are lots of things coming. Unfortunately, really can't say much more because those of us in the room who do know a little bit about it are literally sworn under NDA and followed around and all that sort of stuff. What I can do though is I can give you in Japan they're working on a new home server model, and I've got some exclusive pictures now for that. So anyone who wants to see the new Veil home server from Japan, it's that. What? No, seriously, no, this actually was a Japanese thing for a launch. When we were all recently in Seattle, we were all given them by one of our fellow MVPs, and they're actually quite cool. And everyone is sort of saying, it's a toy. nobody wants to give it up. So everyone in the room has actually got one. You'll never get it off them. Right, originally